Highest common factors is also referred to as what? H.C.F. And I believe you have been taught this in your class this time, but maybe you did not understand it very well. There is no problem. That is why you are watching this episode, so that you can get it clear. Highest common factors. What does it mean? We are going to take each of the words one after the other to explain the meaning of this concept. The first word, highest. Highest means what? It means the biggest possible number, right? Now we have explained what factors means. Now when we say highest, we are talking about the biggest factor. We are talking about what? The biggest factor. Again, what is the biggest factor? Now look at these numbers that for which we have find their factors. We have find the factors for these four numbers. Now let's take this very number 5. Taking the number 5, and what is the highest factor here among 1 and 5? What is the highest factor? The highest factor, of course, is 5. Now what about this other number 4? What is the highest factor? The highest factor is what? 4. Now this tells us that this means that you cannot find highest common factor without first knowing the factors of the numbers involved. Now you understand the meaning of biggest or highest factor. Let's move to the next term. The next word here is what? Common. What does it mean for something to be common? It means it repeats itself. It can be found in another place. That is why we say it's common. Now, when a factor is common, it means that first of all, we must have more than one numbers. We cannot have common factors unless we have more than one numbers. So when we are talking about when we are talking about common, we are talking about the factors that we can find here and we can also find here. So if we are describing these two numbers 4 and 5, we are looking for the factors that are common between the factors of 4 and the factors of 5. Do we have any? Yes, we do. 1 is common because we find 1 among the factors of 4. We also find it among the factors of 5. So we say 1 is a common factor to the numbers 4 and 5. That's the meaning of common. Then we move into the next term, factors. Already we have explained what factors means. We have explained what factors means. So now you understand the meaning of what? Highest common factors. Again, factors simply means that number or term that will go into the given number without a remainder. Now you understand what highest common factors means. This is what leads us to what we refer to as what? H.C.F. H.C.F. Now, with this clear explanation, can I ask you a question? If you are to find H.C.F., how many numbers will be involved in your question? That's the first question. The second question is this: if you are to find only factors of a number, how many numbers will be given to you in your question? To answer the second question first, if you are asked to find the factors of a number, for example, factors of 20, like I gave to you in the practice question, you have only one number given in your question. Find the factors of 20, and that's all. But if you are asked to find the highest common factor, because of this word common, it means that you must have more than one number in your question. So you can be asked to find the highest common factor of 20 and 15. Because when we are saying common, we mean something has to repeat itself in the factors of 20 as well as the factors of 15. So you'll be given two numbers in your question you could be given 2 or more numbers in your question for H.C.F. It can be 2, 15, and 12. It can also be 2, 12, and 30. And you'll be asked to find the highest common factors of this number. Highest common factor of this number. Mind you, your answer will only give you 1. When you are finding the highest common factor of numbers, your answer is going to be what? One single number or one single term. Your answer won't give you 2. Your answer won't be 3x plus 4, something like this. Your answer will be in only the form of a single number or a single term. Now, for you to understand this better, we are going to take some examples, after which you will also solve some practice questions. Now, we are talking about H.C.F. Now, we are going to find the H.C.F we are going to find the HCF of these two numbers. Find the highest common factor of 6 and 8. To find the highest common factors of 6 and 8, first of all, we are going to bring out the first number, 6, and we will find the factors of 6. The factors of 6 are, beginning from the universal factor 1, we also have 1 times 2 times 3. This is what will give us 6. So the factors of 6 are, what? Hope this line will not confuse you. Okay, the factors of 6 are what? 1, 2, and 3. Now we'll move to the next number, 8. The factors of 8 are what? 1 times 2 times 2 times what? 2. Because these are the only things we can multiply to give us 8. 1 times 2 times 2 times 2. They are the smallest. So when doing this, we work with, if possible, we work with the smallest number as possible that we can multiply to give us that particular number. Now the factors of 8 are 1 and 2. We don't have to write 2 3 times because 2 is the same number. 2 is the same as 2. So the factors of 8 are 1 and 2. Now, what is the common factor between the factors of 6 and the factors of 8? What is the common factor? The common factor is the same thing, the factor that we'll find in the two of them, and that is what? 1 and 2. Because we find 1 and 2 here, we also find 1 and 2 here. Good, but that is not what we are asked to look for. We are asked to look for the highest common factor. The highest common factor now is this. The highest common factor is that number, that factor that is common but is the highest. We have 1 and 2 as the common factor, but among 1 and 2, which of them is the highest? The highest is 2, of course. That means the answer to this question is what? Is 2. The highest common factor, which is the HCF of 6 and 8 is 2. Simple. The HCF is 2 because we have seen that among the two factors that are common, 2 is the highest. Hope that's clear. Now we are going to solve another example, and this time around we'll find the HCF of 6, 8, and 12. 6, 8, and 12. Again, we'll write out all the numbers that we have in our question, and we'll write out their factors. So the factors of 6 is what? Are 1, 2, and 3. The factors of 8, 1 times 2 times 2 times 2. What about the factors of 12? What numbers can we multiply to give us 12? 1 times 2 gives 2. 2 times 2 gives 4. 4 times 2 gives 8. But when we get to 8, we can no longer multiply 8 by 2 to give a number that will give 12. So 8 times 2 is 16. For that reason, we will not go into 8. We'll stop here. 1 times 2 gives 2. 2 times 2 gives 4. And we'll now look for a single number that will multiply 4 with to give 12. That's 3. So the factors of 12 are 1 times 2 times 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we can write out the factors here. The factors are 1, 2, 3. For this place, the factors 1, 2, and here the factors 1, 2, 3. Again, what is the highest common factor? First of all, we'll ask ourselves, what are the common factors? These are the common factors. 1 and 2 are the common factors. 3 is not a common factor because we have 3 here, we have 3 here, but we don't have 3 here, so we cannot call it a common factor. Among these common factors, which of them again is the highest? The highest is what? 2. For that reason, we'll say the HCF of 6, 8, and 12 is 2. Now, this is a simple way of finding the highest common factors. For you to understand this better so that you can solve any question that comes out in your exam under H.C.F, I will give you another secret on how to find the H.C.F of a number. Now, we are going to go into variables. If you are given a variable, like if you are given a term rather, or an expression, an algebraic expression like 12ab and 12ab squared and 30a squared b. If you are given an algebraic expression like this, these are algebraic terms. Now you are asked to find the highest common factor. Okay, so this 30a squared b. What you are to do to get your answer is this: look for the factors of 12a b squared, and then look for the factors of 30a squared b. Now, having done that, you are going to go to the smallest number in your question. Now, among these two numbers, which of them do you think is the smallest? Of course, the smallest is 12ab squared, because we have here 12 and we have here 30. So we have the smallest as what? 12ab squared. In this smallest number, we are going to look for the factor that will go into 12ab squared and give us the smallest answer. And at the same time, that factor can still go into 30a squared b. Did you understand that? Well, even if you have not understood that, now this is what I mean by that. We have written out the two numbers. Now we will find their factors. What are the factors of 12a squared, ab squared? They are the numbers that we can multiply together to give us what? 12ab squared. Starting from 1, we have 1 times. If you know the factors of 12, you can just put them. You'll be correct. The factors of 12, 1 times 2 times 2 times 3. This will give 12. Now we add times a times b times b. These are the factors of 12a squared b, because a times b gives ab, and ab times b gives ab squared. Good. And when we multiply ab squared times 12, it will give what? 12ab squared. That's the factors of that. Moving to the next one, factors of 30 are 1 times 2, that gives 2, times 2, that gives 4, 4 times 3, that gives 12. But will that place us on the right track? 12 times 2, that gives 24, and we cannot multiply 24 by 2 to give 30. Okay, let's say 12 times 3, that gives 36. That's already bigger than 30. It means we're not on the right track, so we'll go back. So when you're finding factors, you can do it on a rough note before you transfer it into your question paper, or your answer sheet rather. Okay, do it on a rough work rather. Okay, now 1 times 2 times what? Times 3 gives 6. 6 times 3 gives 18. 18 times 2 is already more than 30. Okay, we'll go back a little bit. 1 times 2 gives 2. 2 times 3 gives 6. 6 times what now can give 30. 6 times 5. It means you have to be very good with your multiplication table for you to get this easily. 6 times 5 gives 30. So already we have the factors of 30. Now we'll find the factors of the algebraic part of the term, a squared b. Since a squared simply means a times a, we write that as a factor, and when we multiply it with b to give us a squared b. So these are the factors of what? 30a squared b. Now, what is the highest common factor? I said to find the highest common factor, go to the smallest number in your question, which is this, and look for the factors that will divide this number, 12ab squared, and it will give us the smallest possible result. And at the same time, that factor will also be able to go into 30a squared b. Now let's look for that factor that will go into 12ab squared and give us the smallest result. Now, for us to get that, we need to combine some of these factors together. So let's do that. Let's start with 2. 2 into 12a squared b will give us 6ab squared. Please pardon my missing of the alphabet and the expressions. So 2 into 12ab squared will give us 6ab squared. Now let's try 3. 3 into 12ab squared will give us what? 4ab squared. Now we have tried 2, we have tried 3. What other number can we try? There's no other number apart from 1. 1 will give us 12ab squared, so we know that. So now let's combine. 2 times 2 gives 4. 4 into 12ab squared will give us what? 3ab squared. If you're a smart student, I believe you're going to get it very well. Even if you think you're not too smart, if you can watch it over and over again, you understand it. Now, we can also combine 2 and 3. So 2 times 3 gives 6. 6 into 12ab squared will give what? We give 2ab squared. Now, let's not forget the numbers that we actually used in this process. Let's not forget the numbers. Now, how do we get 6a squared b? We used 2. How did we get 4a squared b? We used 3. And how did we get this? We used 4. And how did we get this? We use 6. Good. Now I hope you can see. So these are the factors that we engaged to get the answers, and these are the answers. These are the answers. So we are looking for the smallest possible answer. Here, what is the smallest possible answer? The smallest answer is what? 2ab squared. 2ab squared. So the factor that gave us that was 6. So we select 6. We select 6. Good. We select 6. Now we're going to check if 6 can also go into 30. Can 6 go into 30? Can 6 go into 30? Of course, 6 will go into 30 to give us what? 5. Good. We have gotten one of our highest common factor is 6, because it goes into 12 to give us the smallest result, and it can also go into what? 30. So the answer, the one of the common factors is what? 6. Highest common factor is 6. But that is not all. You can see that 6 can only go into the number aspect. What about the aspect of the variables? We are now going to find also the factor that will go into the variables to also give us the smallest result. Good. Now for us to do that, we'll go back again, and this time around we are talking about what? We're talking about what? AB squared. Now what we go into AB squared here, A can go, A times B can go. Now we have written it out to make it more understandable. AB squared, what can go? Now A is one of the factors. A is one of the factors. A can go to give us what? B squared. B squared. Now AB is another factor that can go to give us what? To give us B. Now AB squared is another factor that will go, and it will give us 1. It will cancel that AB squared. Among these, which is the smallest? The smallest is of course this 1, because that is the smallest. It has cancelled out all the variables. So that is why we say the smallest is what? 1. Don't think and say, why are we saying the smallest is 1? Is 1 bigger than B? The reason why we are saying the smallest is 1 is because when we say AB squared divided by AB squared, it has cancelled out everything, right? But when we say AB squared divided by AB, this cancelled A, this cancelled only one of the B. It still left us with something. Because it left us with something, we say it's a bigger answer. But this one that did not leave us with anything, but just 1, which is a general number, universal, we just say that is the smallest. That's the reason why. So we can see that the factor we have selected is AB squared. But can AB squared go into the same variable we have here? It cannot go, because here we have what? A squared B. A squared B cannot be divided by AB squared, because in this place we have A squared, but here we have only A. In this place we have B, here we have B squared. So the division cannot work. For that reason, we cannot select AB squared as our highest common factor. But let's try. We're now going to go to the next biggest. After 1, The next smallest is, we're going to go to the next smallest. After 1, the next smallest is what? Is b, because b is smaller than b squared. What factor gives us b? Is ab. So we're going to check if ab can go into the a squared b we have here. Now we're going to do that by saying a squared b divided by ab. A can cancel this and leave us with 1. B can cancel this. So you can see that AB can go into a square b without a remainder, right? Without points, without remainder. For that reason, we will select AB. That AB we have selected, what are we going to do with it? We are going to add it up. We are going to bring it beside this 6, and it will be what? 6AB. 6AB. So it means the highest common factor is 6AB. So with this short method, if you are asked to find the highest common factor of 12ab squared and 30a squared b, the HCF of these two terms is what? 6ab. Now I know this last explanation is more complex than the other ones, but if you can take your time to watch the video over and over again, it will make you smarter in finding HCF than your classmates. Alright, so with this, I'm going to give you some other practice questions so that you can solve them and get used to finding the highest common factors of numbers and algebraic terms. So the practice question is what we have here. We have 3 of them. Question 1. So it says find the HCF of the following. 1. Find the HCF of 3, 9, and 15. 2. Find the HCF of 6, 12, and 18. 3. Find the HCF of 4r and 12x. Now you are going to solve these questions. Again, snap it and send it to the group chat so that you can be told whether you are correct or not. Now, I just want to let you know that very soon we'll be having full lectures on this topic. Full lecture on this topic that will be longer than this. We'll solve more questions, more examples, and anything you have not understood here, we'll be able to explain them better in that full lecture. So you should anticipate and expect that lecture. Prepare your mind for that lecture. So those lectures will be coming out in different topics. So just wait for that lecture. Since we are preparing for third term, we'll be having third term topics coming first. So you will have opportunity to access that lecture just with a little token, a little amount of money that will not be up to the amount you would have spent while trying to learn this at home, paying somebody to teach you. So you'll be able to just spend just little amount of money to get that those lectures in the topics for your third term. So prepare your mind towards it and expect that lecture coming out. You are going to enjoy it and you'll be able to learn on your own. Nobody flogging you. As far as you are disciplined, you sit down and you learn on your own. You solve the questions and you know mathematics very well. Alright, so prepare your mind for that lecture that is coming and start telling your parents about it so that they can prepare themselves towards it to get that those lectures for you in all the topics that you need to do in your third term so that you can understand them very, very well. Also want to let you know that Jesus loves you, and if you have not given your life to Jesus, don't say you're a child. Give your life to Jesus so that when he comes, you will not be left behind, and so that you will not go to hellfire. Alright, God bless you, and please make sure you subscribe to this channel, like the video, and also share it with your friends. And if you're a parent, please help share this with other parents so that their children can benefit. God bless you as you do.